Hello. So in this short video, I'm going to show you some of the more advanced techniques for organizing your course, which Blackboard provides. And I want to stress that these are not necessary for you to be able to organize a really good course on your own. And sometimes thinking things through by yourself and planning on paper and thinking about your structure of your organization by yourself is sometimes produces a superior course than one of the preset templates that can be offered through Blackboard. But I'm going to show you what you can do. And what you're looking at here is this is a course that I'm going to teach in the fall, which I'm just playing around with a little bit now. And as you can see, it looks a little different. I've made some changes. There's not a huge amount of changes that you can make in Blackboard. So most of the stuff is that this is all St. John's sort of standard and can't be changed, but some things can be changed. So let's take a look at those now. So if you scroll down under course management, under customization, which is normally closed like that, you would select customization, and look at quick setup guide. Okay, so one of the things that I do, because I teach a lot of sections of World History 1, I teach one a semester, but if I was to teach two, I would do this a little differently, but I've added this words Fall 2014 at the front of this title, so I can differentiate easily between the different versions of history, World History 1 I have. If I was teaching two sections, I might also want to add something like that, Monday at 10, to differentiate between different sections. Okay, so on all the course menus, that'll come out looking like this now, full. And so as you're scrolling through, if you're taking many different courses, it'll tell you which one, or teaching many different courses, it'll tell you which one it is. So let's come back down now to the quick setup guide. And the next thing to do is choose a course structure. And these are really quite exciting in some ways, but in other ways they take away a lot of your own individual choice in crafting how your course looks. So they're worth looking through and as you set up, because something might just click with you. So there's different ways to think about the course structure, beginning with focusing on activities. So if you want to, for example, teach by using case studies, then this is a structure that you might want to use. And you can always click on here to learn more about these course structures. Brainstorming, applying the theory, and blog about it are particular features, for example, of this course structure. So if you use this course structure, it will ask you if you want to include content examples for case study. I'm going to apply those changes. So you can see now we've got the case studies here. This has changed the menu, and it's telling you what you can put inside each one of these different parts. Sample case study, etc. And then what does a brainstorm look like? Okay, and it's showing you how to sort of link to a discussion board, to brainstorm, and gives you some samples. Okay, I decided that that is really not what I want to do, because I don't want to look at case studies because I'm a scientist, which I'm not, but I'm pretending to be right now. So what I'm going to do is choose instead the lab format, and I'm going to use this structure and include content examples so I can see what it's trying to suggest about course structure for this particular lab oriented design. So I've never used this one before, so this is new to me too. So lab supplies, course content, how to, looks remarkably like case studies, but it also has things like the hypotheses. What's under that? Okay, so it's taking you to a discussion board again. So it's using the same tools, it's just using different names for them. So let's continue down. That isn't really what I was looking for either. So going back to my quick setup guide, I'm going to think of another way to organize my course. Maybe activities aren't the right way. So I also have ways that focus on communication or focus on content. Okay, this is what I want. I like to organize things by chapter, and so that's what I'm going to use, the chapter of my textbook. I'm going to use this structure, and again I'm going to include content for examples by chapter. So here you'll see that chapters is my first, and then different content areas that suggesting what you would put in each of these, and you know, how these different things are organized, etc. Yeah, very often it's the same number of buttons, but they might call them slightly different things. This is just something to play around with. Again, this is nothing that you can't really do if you organize your own structure. And the last way you can think about organizing course structure, so by chapter, by lesson, by module, by subject, by topic, by unit. The traditional is to take you back to the default settings by different systems, if you're used to using a different system, I guess, or by time. So if you want to do weekly assignments, which can be some, you know, if you're organizing things for a completely online class, weekly might be the way to go for you. Depending on how you have your deadlines set up, you might, like for example, for this class, have one big deadline at the end of the class, but students can plug away at things during it. Okay, so the other thing that we want to think about is teaching style. Unfortunately, this does not do everything that it might think it might suggest. Screen back over there. One thing that is important, it took me a while to figure out where this had gone on this version of Blackboard, but this is your entry point, and this is under, again, teaching styles entry point. And so if you want students to come in on on the organizer, on the discussion board, if you've created a new home page and you want them to come up on there, this would, if you created it, it would be in here, and then you can just check which one you want people to come in at. Let's go ahead and click chapters for right now. Okay, and you'll notice my thing there is blue and pale blue. You can change these to any colors that you want. So let's do something that's a little more spring-like. Sorry, my mouse isn't working. I'm using my keyboard clicker. It's not as good. Okay, and then this doesn't really provide a very nice contrast, so let's make it a nice yellow. Eek, that's really horrible. But it's quite Brazil, isn't it, for given the football at the moment. Okay, so that's one option. The other is to change it to buttons. And if you open the button library, you have the ability to click. Button library, I'm going to change it to I was trying to get this so I'm going to change it to these lovely orange buttons. Okay, and then you can have content viewed as icon and text only. You can put a banner in, and this is always a nice way to more personalize your class. I've just taken a trip to Stonehenge recently, so I'm going to add one of the pictures that I took at Stonehenge, and I had to alter this picture. My camera takes sort of very large pictures in terms of pixels, to try and get it to fit as a banner. I hope I've managed to manipulate it in such a way it's not going to be too big. You can see my orange buttons, and there's my lovely Stonehenge banner that I've added to my homepage. Okay, so those are just some of the things you can do to customize your class. I should probably also point out that you can add, I can remember which button it is. Obviously I never usually do this. That's what I wanted to say. And add, I'm going to add dividers. Sorry about that. Oh, concentration problem. Add a divider. Okay, so I'm going to add a subheader, which is resources. Okay, so I just added this resources page here, and using the arrow at the side, I'm going to move it up because I decided it should go there. Okay, so this subsection is now called resources, but again I've decided that's a little bland and I need to further categorize, and these are the dividers that I created earlier, and I'm going to move one of those up to further subdivide this here, kind of pointlessly, but those two things can help clarify your menu as well. Okay, I hope that's been helpful.